Okay, this is my first official Periscope broadcast, so welcome to anyone that happens to come in. Today I'm going to chat with you about 10 ways to recharge. So this is a post that I wrote for my Divine Encouragement blog. You can find that at www.divineencouragement.com. And I'm going to start with some of the main ways that you can start getting energy. How many of us need more energy? I know that usually during the end of the day, and especially at the beginning of the day, I'm noticing that I really need energy to get going. So some of the ways that you can energize your life include designing fulfillment into your life. Do things that you love. Now, if you can't do things that you love all day long, at least you can start doing some things and include them into the things that you love. Seek opportunities to shift your career, but even if you can't change your job, find some activities outside of your job that you love. Volunteer for things that you love to do. Find some time with your family members. That can make your life more fulfilling. And remember, throughout whatever it is you're doing for the most part of your day, keep in mind why you're doing it. If you're doing a job you don't love, are you doing it for people that you love? Keep pictures of them close by. Remind yourself of how much you love the people that you are really working for. Are your clients the people that you're working for? Even when you're having a hard day, remember those things that people have said to you about how much your work has really helped them, how much you've encouraged them. If you're a cashier and you smile at someone every day, that does make a difference in the mood of all the customers that leave your space. So design fulfillment into your life. Make other people feel better when they walk away from you. That's going to make your life more fulfilling, even if it's not the most glamorous job in the world. It doesn't have to be. You just have to do it in a way that makes you feel fulfilled and helps other people feel like they've gotten something beautiful from just that 5 minutes that they've spent with you, if that's all that you have to impact them with. Another thing that I sort of touched on a minute ago, another way to recharge yourself is to volunteer. You might think that takes more energy, but if it does meet with your purpose and the way that you're designed, the way that you're made, when you volunteer and you pour back into other people, it fulfills you. It helps you have a reason to keep moving through your week because you know that you're blessing somebody with the gifts that you've been given. I know that when I walk away from middle school ministry, I'm more energized than when I walked in. I love meeting with those kids. They're wonderful. They give me energy. Even though I might be physically tired, it recharges me spiritually and emotionally and cognitively because I have done something to touch somebody else. How many of you love to touch other people with your lives? What difference does that make for you? I'd love to see some comments floating up on the screen here about what this is doing in your life. Another thing that you can do to help stay recharged is to rest well. Now, this one's really hard for me. How many of you find it hard to get enough rest? Right now, we are still breaking in our Tempur-Pedic mattress, and it's really stinking hot, so I'm not loving that. But it is a difficult thing to get enough rest. I do try, even though I don't always get enough sleep, to make sure that I take time to rest. Rest and sleep are two different things. Sleep is great if you can get plenty of sleep, but if you can't sleep, sometimes there's an element of guided imagery or relaxation breathing and meditation that can give you rest even when you haven't been able to sleep. And sometimes that's all that I can get through the day is to just take that few minutes when I'm trying to sleep to breathe deeply, to pray, to meditate on the things that are important to me, to think about my projects that are really fulfilling that I have coming up, beautiful dreams that I have. Even if I'm not sleeping, I can be daydreaming and I can be giving all of my worries and concerns to God, and that can give me rest even if I'm not getting enough sleep. So make sure you get plenty of rest. Schedule rest time into your waking hours too. You want to take time to relax. And not all of us relax well. How many of you don't relax well? I know that that's a really hard thing if you've been going and hustling to take some time to relax. But it's very important, even if it just means reading a book, sitting by the pool for an afternoon with some friends. If you just have a few minutes, that may be all that it needs for your body and your mind to just rest and relax and take a minute to take a break. Just take a daydream. Think about, if I were to go anywhere in the whole world right now, where would I go and what would I see? What kind of a latte would I drink if I were in the middle of Paris? Just take a time to daydream, and it's a healthy thing to do, to just relax for a minute. Another thing that you can do to recharge is carve out thinking time. Some of us get life so hectic around us that we lose time by not thinking about what we're doing. You actually spend more time stopping in the middle of the kitchen going, why did I walk in here? If you had planned your day a little bit better, you would have known what you were doing for 1 minute to the next. So that extra 5 minutes, and that could be all it takes, to plot out your day can help eliminate that downtime of stressful thinking. What do I need to be doing? What do I need to be doing? What do I need to be doing? Just take a few minutes at the beginning of the day and then again at the end of the day to make a list so you know where you're going throughout your day. Carve out that thinking time, that planning time. It doesn't need to take a lot of time, but it's worthwhile time for you to take that time. So the next thing that you want to do, and this is my favorite, is to laugh. You know how much energy you get from laughing? When was the last time that you just broke down laughing, snorting? If you have friends that snort, by the way, these are the best friends ever. If you're a snorter, how many of you are snorters? I want you to be my friend, because when you laugh and you snort, I have to laugh. And everyone else around you has to laugh. I don't do it on purpose, but occasionally I'll snort. And instead of being really embarrassed about it, you have to realize, well, I've just blessed everyone because I've made everybody around me really break down laughing. So it's fun to get around people who laugh. If you can't be around people who laugh every day, at least carve in some humor into your social media interactions, into your online work that you're doing. Find something to laugh at. If you have animals, if you have children, you have prime sources of laughter always around you, because, you know, there's only so many times that you can laugh at yourself. You just need some other input sometimes. And, you know, I have a particularly high level of things to laugh at myself about because I tend to be very clumsy. I will walk into the wall in my own house, even though I know that wall's there. I'll walk right into it. I'm just an incredibly clumsy person. So I have plenty of things to laugh at myself about. And that's another thing with humor. It's important not to be hard on yourself, but not to take yourself too seriously. Make sure you give yourself time to laugh. Laugh when you make a mistake. Laugh when you do things that aren't perfect, because that's your opportunity to enjoy your day instead of creating more negative energy in your day. So recharge by laughter. It changes the endorphin levels in your brain. It creates healing processes in your body. It's actually physically very good for you. So that's one of my top 10 things to do to get rid of anxiety. Actually, for my counseling clients, I used to recommend laughter. It's one of the best medicines, really. It is. So another thing to recharge is get out. Get out. Do not stay in the house all day. And I know I have a job where it keeps me inside a lot. And I'm an extrovert, so I cannot be in the house too much. It makes me really sad and low energy. Even if you're an introvert, you do need a certain amount of sunshine. And you need to get out and get some fresh air once in a while. It's really good for your body and your brain to get outside of your space and get new input, to refresh your mind, to refresh your perspective, especially if you can manage to get in an outdoor space where there's nature elements around you, even if it's just a little bit of backyard space. If you happen to live in a big city, I know it's hard to find green space, but find something that's got animals, birds, foliage of some kind. Trees are magnificent. They can energize your imagination. Watching the sky at a sunrise moment or a sunset moment, or watching the clouds and thinking about things that you can daydream about. It'll stir your imagination and reinvigorate your spirit. So get out, get outside, and that'll help bring energy into your life. And just like the other things, it only takes a few minutes for that to really bring a benefit to you. If you can do it for longer, fantastic. But if you can't, don't feel like you can't do it all. A little bit of something is better than nothing every time. So the next thing I want to imagine that you should get started on, besides getting out, is hug and be huggable. The more that you can get around people that you will hug, that you'll interact with, and be huggable, be accessible, be close to people. That doesn't mean you have to be all up in people's face all the time. You don't want to be creepy, but, you know, make sure that you're accessible. Touching people's hands, there's a healing power and an energizing power in human touch. So connect with people on a regular basis. That's one of the things I love about my middle school ministry and my ladies' Bible study, is that you can get around people and just grab hold of their hands and pray for them. And there is energy in that, because we are meant to be relational people. And if you're not connecting with other people, give yourself more to other people and connections. That will give you more energy and more beauty in your life. And if you're feeling down and depressed and toxic, you might need to eliminate some toxins, and that might mean some of those relationships aren't so healthy. So notice when people are bringing you down and they're taking energy out of your life. Eliminate your interactions with them, or at least limit those interactions. Take out things from your diet that are actually toxifying your body. Things like alcohol just really doesn't do anything good for the body or the brain. You can eliminate that, or at least limit it significantly, and that'll give you more energy, not just while you're drinking it, but the next day and the next day after that. It actually has a residual effect on the body and the brain. So you can do a lot of things with your diet by limiting sugars, limiting simple starches. That'll give you a lot of energy, and we can go into that in more detail in a later podcast or a later Periscope. Nourish yourself. That's another thing to give you energy. Drink plenty of water. Make sure, that's my next one. Make sure you drink lots of water. That can actually make a huge difference in how much energy you have during the day. Make sure that you balance a healthy diet with good things that you're putting into your body. Also, the last one, my last and final and most important thing, is drink inspiration. Not just water, but inspiration. You need to constantly put positive input in your life. Life will suck the inspiration out of you if you just let it go. We're on a natural course of entropy, and you don't want to continue on that natural course of degradation of your hope and of your spirit. Instead, you want to keep putting good things in. The negatives are always out there. We've got negative stuff on the media. We've got, you should buy this in order to be a better and more beautiful and skinnier person. But what you really need is to put inspirations about why you are significant for who you are, why other people are important and what you have to offer them, why you should have hope, what your dreams should be based on, and giving yourself a lasting, ongoing source of good stuff. Read uplifting things every day. Start your day with at least one verse or one inspiring message, so that gets you going, but don't let that be your only one for the day. Subscribe to feeds of things that are going to give you inspiration on a regular basis. We need to drink it all the time. We use it up. We should be giving it out, but in order to give it out, you have to put it in. So continue putting inspiration in your life. Now, those are my top 10 things. I hope everybody enjoyed those. I wasn't able to see any comments, so I don't know if there's something wrong with my Periscope broadcast right now, but I appreciate those of you who've joined, and I hope to see you again, and you have a blessed and encouraged day. Thanks.